Greetings and welcome to a Friday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is December 5th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing fantastic, I gotta say. It feels like Save the Mules campaign is off and running, and it seems like we're gonna hit our goal. A lot of people called in, made the donation.
I don't know what percentage of listeners, probably a significant amount, have seen the PJ. I would say mostly a masterwork of the brain from PJ Clark. We posted a spoof of the Sarah McLachlan Save the Abused Animals. I would say, was that a fair? Abused dogs, orphan dogs ad that all of us, basically multi-generational, has grown up on, or everyone in the world basically has seen that ad by now. On Save the Mules, which we have pivoted the brand campaign from Mules Matter to a spoof of Save the Whales to now Save the Mules. We may have merchandise. We have an ad campaign. PJ, we posted it to Instagram yesterday. How are you feeling about the early returns?
Seems like we're raising awareness. I don't know if people were really in touch with what was happening to our band of rank and file. I love the Instagram AI suggested Google's
Searches.
based off of this. It's Ryan Armour's coinage of the word mule. PGA Tour mule controversy was the last one I had. So I think we're raising awareness. I think it's great. I think we did a great thing yesterday.
It has reached some mules as far as we know. So this is not our term. If you think it's derogatory, I want a disclaimer, standing note, not our term. If you find it derogatory, we didn't come up with it. We are merely using the terms that were handed to us. And I do believe it's been put in front of multiple mules. Mules may be contained within the ad campaign. So we're hoping to drive awareness and raise funds to keep the Mexico Open at Banana World on the schedule.
I gotta say, I was pretty much out of pocket all day yesterday. PJ was texting Matt, who I was with, that he needed to be filmed for something. I didn't really know what was happening.
Yeah.
And then I got what I needed to say. I struggled with my very little part keeping a straight face. I can't believe you two did this. We're able to successfully do this. And when I saw the final product, I found myself howling with laughter at, there's so many parts that I love. I love James Hahn taking us home though.
With the Gangnam style or whatever it is. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
My favorite comment though came from Andrew Novak's caddy, who suggested that they would wear invisible ribbons at the Hero. So they might be wearing the ribbons. Nobody will see them, but it sounds like not the rank and file are standing in solidarity with them too.
Novak was playing well early. Where did he finish? 4 under down at their Hero World Challenge. Yeah, it feels like it was good. It did not come off well. I mean, I did not come off seamless. It took me 50 takes. I kept bursting out when they got to the top line. Helpless mule, unprotected and neglected mules. Think of the mule. I just kept dying laugh. I have about 100 outtakes on my phone. Maybe we should mash up. Should we get to equally important news, that of the Save the Mule campaign? And that is the Tomorrow Golf League, or today the Golf League, TGL, Tomorrow Sports. I don't know where they've gone this off season, but I think what we have is signs that this is here to stay, and they have gone over the top. They might be poised to take a dominant spot in the marketplace, because today they have announced that they have an official hard lemonade partner in Mike's Hard Lemonade. Now, I don't know if there's multiple hard lemonades, and they needed an official one, but they have one now.
I texted Joseph immediately. I was like, do you think the people at Surfside are in a meeting room today, in a conference room, just flipping tables? We choked it. We gave it away. They're only interested in the iced teas now. We can't give them the lemonades. There are people out there that are upset. I guarantee it.
Mike's Hard TGL, presented by SoFi, announces Mike's Hard Lemonade as an official partner starting with season 2. They will be the official hard lemonade partner of TGL. I didn't know Mike's Hard Lemonade was still around. This feels very 2000, I'll say 7, charitably. 2007. It's kind of stuff when you're in high school, like you get your hands on, take whatever you can get your hands
2007. This is like 2000.
on. Okay, I
BP.
was trying to be.
2007. We were in a post Mike's Hard Lemonade in 2007.
It felt more like Smirnoff Ice. Getting iced was probably 2006, 7, somewhere there. Okay.
Maybe 2006.
Right.
Mike's Hard. I mean, I remember Mike's Hard. Like there were people at high school parties drinking Mike's Hard. It's like, what? Mike's Hard sucked then.
I mean, they got Best Buy. They got Mike's Hard. It's like a total nostalgia
Blockbuster.
2000.
Sign up Blockbuster.
We need some early aughts brands to just keep hammering this theme. Mike's Hard. Go to Best Buy. Get your flat screen, your game system. Yeah,
we're ruining. We're shooting ourselves in the foot, though. We could have had a Mike's Hard activation.
I want that Surfside. I legit want Surf. If you're with Surfside, holler. They're Mid-Atlantic. They've taken over Maryland. But yes, I was tickled to see that. I'm just thinking about high school parties. That's what was your high school? I mean, our parents might be listening. Was it Hams or what is it? Pabst?
We were
out in
Keystone Light, the 30 racks of Keystone Light.
Sure.
Was a popular one.
Busch
Light.
Yeah.
Yep. God, you're just remember Smirnoff Raspberry Twist?
No, I don't. I never got there.
Fucking gross.
Mad Dogs. Mad Dogs that was pain. That was pure
pain. The 2020?
Yes.
Mad Dog 2020?
Orange Jubilee, Blue Raz, all those. I mean, those like literally tore up your insides. Those were not good for you. But yeah, I think it was Natural Light was the one. It was the choice.
Natty Light.
Yeah.
Not
Mike's Hard.
The 30 rack. The 30 racks were, great value. I mean, back then you could get a 30 rack for like $9.
Yes, absolutely.
It was a good deal.
Yep.
30 cents a can.
In college, we would drive to New Hampshire because they had no sales tax, just to save like whatever you got on the 30 racks and come back with, 100 whatever 30 packs. Anyways, PJ, probably all.
But you didn't come back with any Mike's Hard.
We didn't come back with Mike's. I mean, what is going on? They're just gonna be pouring Mike's Hard on each other when they win the SoFi Cup at the end of the season.
I can't wait till we go to a TGL match this winter and you pour yourself a nice Mike's Hard.
It's just like battery acid in a cup.
You know what I can't wait for?
What?
Those luxury suites that are sold to corporations that they have their big corporate guests, like, big wigs, and the coolers are just full of Mike's Hard. It's like a Mike's Hard.
I mean, you got this crowd that lives, in $50 million homes in Palm Beach, Jupiter, all these areas. They're going to show up at these suites. Like, here's your bottle of Mike's Hard. Love it. God. Love it.
I mean, when was the last time that you saw a Mike's Hard lemonade in person?
This is what I'm saying. I saw it on the letterhead. I was like, I didn't know that existed still. I thought they got wiped out by the seltzers and all the other things, but still here. All right. Elsewhere in TGL, they have a new hole designer, and this was made waves. We're starting whimsical. It's Whip Around Friday. We're starting whimsical before we get into Australia. I got some real good Australian Open stuff I want to talk about. Gil Hanse does a walkout video with emceed by Roger Steele. I would accurately describe both these individuals as friends of the egg, we like both Gil, we like Roger, like their work. There's no way they could have taken this seriously, which is fine. I think it's just amusing. I don't know if the TGL took it seriously and or promoted it seriously. My whole take of last year at different points was, I'm not sure if this is a parody or not, and if the TGL knows anymore if it's a parody or not. With some of their, Boston is a city of comeback kids and things like that. But it was amusing nonetheless. You have a walkout video, at 6'6" out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he's in just a khaki and polo, as he normally would be, striding out to the SoFi Dome. What did you make of this, Andy? Could you see Alistair McKenzie or Perry Maxwell in a prior era doing something like this?
I don't know. It was such a preposterous video.
It's absurd.
I don't know whose idea it was. I know it wasn't Gil's idea.
The hot take
I don't think it was Roger's idea.
Hot take
And
artists.
maybe whoever's idea it was should just take a break. Go on
Same
vacation.
Had too many Mike's hard. Said, I got a good idea.
It just like this didn't the individual announcements didn't work when it was major championship winning golfers. It's not going to work for a golf architect. If it didn't work for Tiger Woods.
It was amusing nonetheless. Gil Hanse.
It's something. Listen, we can't be upset about this happening.
I'm not upset about it.
It's a treat to our world that it did happen. What did you think of his hole?
I actually thought that was interesting. The boundary right up against the left side of the fairway there, and the graveyard, the poor souls of the poor meta souls that have been buried and dead in the VR world. In the graveyard down the left side, it looked like, I think, if I'm recalling correct, I think it was a graveyard, and then a steeple or a church, little chapel. I don't know why we need these like real world accoutrements and structures, but we do.
At least they're out of play and not potential TIOs.
I did, yeah, that is fair. I thought the hole was interesting with the boundary down the left side. I'm into that. We'll see if the sim, as we know, the miss tends to go right. So maybe it'll just never come into play if the sim is acting up like it was last year. We'll see. What'd you make of his hole?
It's cool. The out of bounds is obviously great to have.
Yeah.
I think it's like a hole that I'd like to play. It's very similar. There's a hole at the New Medina, hole 6, number 2 in the P Cup, that is very similar to. That's got out of bounds pressed right up against it.
Yeah.
It'll be, I mean, yeah, like putting a boundary line right against the green is great. I think this all comes down to, is the ball going to roll? Or is it going to be, are we going to have sticky, preferred lies TGL next year?
Well, Manya was incensed again yesterday. It's like, you cannot understate that they've literally been given a total virtual world to make anything, and we're just putting normal ass looking golf holes up on a screen, except for Augie Pisa. He continues to play the avant-garde card. But
the nice thing about Gil's hole is there is a sense of strategy to it.
Sure.
Which, that's hard for a lot of architects to grasp.
I don't want to get you in trouble, and we don't need to go down. But like, is there? I wonder.
Get me in trouble? What do you think they're gonna call my parents or something?
No, with the architects. What?
The architects are gonna be fine. They are.
What is it in it for them? Money, a little bit of notoriety. I had somebody who was like angry about this. Like, Gil shouldn't be allowed to work on a real golf course for partaking. Like,
That's ridiculous.
I don't agree with that. It's like a different experimental platform. It's something different, and obviously there's money associated. TGL is just splashed in the pot, left, right, and center. They got that Mike's Hard money now, but
that's the thing. They signed Mike's Hard so they could sign up Gil Hanse. Maybe Gil likes Mike's Hard.
I was just about to say, do you think Gil's ever had a Mike's Hard? Do you think that's how we get to the bottom of this?
No, I don't.
They're getting their money's worth on this podcast.
I don't think Gil's a Mike's Hard guy. The best is the music. The guy is very clear.
Yeah.
It's very on the record what he likes playing, likes what type of music he likes. He likes the Grateful Dead. He likes Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
And they play, why wouldn't you play that with his walkout music? That it would have immediately made the video 85 times better. If it was a music that was part of his, he wouldn't have looked as awkward.
He did a good job. I mean, he looked awkward, but he did a good job of not attempting to do some sort of gesticulation or some sort of, whatever. He played it straight. He did a good job, actually.
There's only one person that nailed the walkout.
Billy Boy.
Billy Boy.
Billy
When he
Boy
did
with
the dirty bird.
Well, I mean, the baseline for Billy Boy is we expect that kind of those antics. So,
what's your question about architects?
yeah,
At the core, I always find it funny. I talk to committees, committees at a club, and they'll be like, "You wouldn't believe how nice of a guy Architect X is." And my response is like, yeah, like their job is to be a nice guy. They're trying to sell you on spending like $20 million. Like everybody's nice when they're trying to sell you on spending. They're trying to, and I'm not saying architects are bad guys, but a huge part of the job of architects is self-promotion. I mean, they're out there. Not many architects have like salespeople. They are the salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
They are the marketers. They are these small businesses that they're entrepreneurial in a way, and they run their business and they have to do everything. And a big part of their jobs is self-promotion and getting their name out there. And I think Gil would be pretty candid. Like one of the biggest moments in his career was winning the Olympics job at Rio. And what it did was it put him in this world stage. His name became a household name. He wasn't just this up and coming golf architect that people that were clued into architecture knew. He became a big time name. And there's probably somebody that's watching TGL that just bought a giant, 90-inch TV at Best Buy and a case of Mike's Hard on the way home that might have, $500 million, and they might decide watching TGL they want to build their own golf course, and then they'll be drinking the Mike's Hard and thinking about that walkout music that Gil Hanse. And that's the thing. For Gil to do this, it takes minimal amount of time.
Yeah.
And if he gets a job from it, it's paid off. It's worth it.
Yeah. No. I probably not a huge lift or relatively speaking.
Oh, no. It's just sketchy. Again, there's no constraints. It's not like he has to go make site visits to oversee the construction. Right. You just scribble an idea on paper, which is part of like the humor of last year when we did that design competition. It's like, you can do anything.
And
that's also the disappointment and some of the lack of, like outside thought that comes with some of these designs is like, yeah, you could have like a 400-foot drop.
Yep.
You normally can't have that, but you can in this, where the ball just hangs in the air, especially because the ball doesn't roll in TGL. That's something we've learned.
Velcro.
It's Velcro. Maybe the most interesting part of TGL is a ball just suspended in air landing, and you're wondering where it drops to, Maybe that's the suspense in TGL. So maybe we should have every hole should have a 400-foot drop.
Yep. You mentioned like how architects need to be salespeople. That like they're also like they have to be like politicians at these clubs, right? Or when they're on site, right? I mean, there's a lot. I got a good story of a place around me where that had like actual politicians in the room and people high up in government and lobbyists and architects. I'm just gonna say didn't get jobs at eliminating names. And he did quite well. A couple of politicians were like, I could learn a few things of how he worked the room. I'm going to take that move to my day job. Like you have to, at least when you're dealing with the committees. I thought that was hilarious. So you gotta. I mean, you don't have to be, but it probably helps, right? I mean, if you're excellent at what you do, you could probably be a quirky a-hole, or you can be goofy, or you can be impersonable. But it helps. It helps every little bit. It helps.
A lot of the stuff self-selects too. Yeah. And what I've found over the years is like you can kind of like typecast who gets hired by who.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you kind of know it. So listen, Gil's trying to expand the bucket with Mike's Hard lemonade drinkers. That's why he's doing this. It's a huge market, a market that he hasn't addressed yet.
I thought he came off quite well, just playing it straight. You could read his face that this is preposterous, like as he did which he did it right. He did it. He didn't try to do any like pump up the crowd and get up on your feet kind of stuff.
The other thing about I do think and this is it's kind of disappointing in the sense of what TGL's done so far is they have this opportunity to do really cool stuff and they just frankly haven't with the holes. It's neat that they have this platform to show off how golf architecture can influence gameplay in a very real way.
Yeah.
It's just too bad that I don't think that anybody over there really maybe grasps that or pushes how cool of a part of this, league it could be.
Yeah.
Because shit, you could design holes that make you could design holes that use power against players. You could design that's the miss of all this is the strategy that would go into playing some of these holes if you designed them in I think the issue, and I think Joseph was hitting on this, is there's literally no rules.
Nothing.
And when there's no, you could get really weird, but they haven't done it because they're still afraid of players, which is stupid. These players are contracted. It's effectively video game golf, and they're all doing it for I'm sure they're being paid, but it's way more relaxed. You can push it, but they haven't done it. And it's just this deference to players that just is maybe the most poisonous thing in the game of golf. Well, is this the big bad players, we can't rock the boat with the big bad players. And it just, you see it at every level of any that has anything to do with professional golf. Whether it's a club that wants to host a tournament, it's well, maybe we should bring on a design consultant that's a player and get their thoughts and pay him, $400,000 to come to the course 4 times. That's idiotic. This idea that we have to have buy-in from the pros on the golf courses we play, all of this goes, it is maybe the biggest disease in pro golf is this idea that if the players don't like it, the idea the players don't like it. You know what? I bet that really frustrates, CeeDee Lamb. Do you know what probably frustrates CeeDee Lamb, PJ?
Dak Prescott getting hurt once a year?
No, when Patrick Surtain is on the other side of the field. That's probably frustrating.
Yes. That's fair. I didn't know where you were going with this.
But if it was pro golf, they'd be oh, it's all right. We'll make a rule that Surtain can't guard you because the fans want to see you get 180 yards receiving.
I mean,
this is the way pro golf is.
You're talking out of both sides of your mouth here because you're shooting promos to save the Mules, and then you're telling people the next day that we can't be trying to protect the players and give the players everything they want. No, I agree with you on a serious note. And we were talking about TGL way too much. We meant to just make a couple of Mike's Hard jokes here. But on a serious note, this is now year 2. The first year curiosity, enthusiasm will wane, probably. The player enthusiasm may wane. And the players are not going to be there year over year. You're catering to players who are going to be the first ones to bow out or be I'm done. I did my time. I'm out. The players don't sustain this for the next 10 years. It's getting a product that grabs fans. How many of these players are going to be that you're catering to are going to be big TGL heads for the next decade? These, and this speaks almost to a little bit of what Rolap was talking about. You die if you just try to cater to 3 or 4 guys. You do die unless you have a real competition. You have a real competitive structure, and that's where the middle class matters. I think that's a little dangerous part if you're going to just cater to players in TGL. So, because I don't think they're going to be totally bought in for long term. They did get Farmers too, by the way. They got Farmers Insurance in addition to TGL. They can't sponsor a tour event, but they're in the TGL, which I guess everybody's under the same tent. Everybody's happy. It's a TGL.
I think the players are going to be more bought in than ever because they got Mike Hart on the sidelines.
Well, I can't speak for Mike Hart.
What do you think percentage of players in the TGL have drank a Mike's Hart?
Well, we know Justin Rose just has one every day before bed in his ice bath. I don't know. I can't speak, and they probably wouldn't stock with Mike's Hart, but what they should stock is Fat Cork. I know that
That's
much.
right.
You should go to fatcork.com, use the promo code GOLF at checkout, and you get free shipping for any order of 2 or more bottles. Look, we did this ad read on Monday, or Wednesday it was, and we got a message from Jason. Said, I paused the pod today to call Fat Cork. They picked up within 3 rings and could not have been nicer and helpful. Very much looking forward to this package. Maybe the next time you have a GLS ad read, I'll do the same. All right. Yeah, call the Mercedes hotline. Yeah, this is another aspect I wanted to get to. We didn't talk about on Wednesday. This is a golf nut. I would say it's a smaller business. They are friends of the program. I actually got a shipment yesterday, Wednesday. I opened it up. There's a handwritten note. These are people that have tips of the trade of like, hey, this is how you serve the champagne. This is how you could travel with the champagne. This is like, it feels like a friend you could call with any question about what did I order? Where is my order? I've had friends who didn't get their order necessarily on the time they thought. They said the customer service was like excellent. It's a small business that wants to take care of each and every one of you. He's also a listener, a golf nut. It is a great holiday gift idea. It's a gift that keeps on giving. If you get that quarterly subscription, it'll just keep coming. Once a quarter, you get 4 bottles. That's what I got yesterday. With explainers on what you just got and what might pair with, what occasion might go well with. Go to fatcork.com, use the promo code GOLF, and you get free shipping for any order of 2 or more bottles. I think we did have someone volunteer. I got a note that said, like, I'm one of these people who've been using the code, even though you haven't done an ad read for them. They've left it on. Free shipping, code GOLF at fatcork.com. Let's talk about some real golf, not screen golf. We're going to go to the Australian Open, where you're early. I mean, look, we're on Eastern American time right now. They're teeing off again in the second round as we talk. So I don't want to go too much into moving targets here. Rasmus Nørgaard Peterson is overtaken first-round leader Elvis Smiley, who won't tee off till late local time.
RNP.
A fun leaderboard. You got Foxy in the mix, the world player. No shock to see him playing. No shock to see Smiley up there. Cameron Adam, the Scot, the fresh off the Walker Cup, right? He's up there. Excuse me?
Cammy Adam.
He's up there. Rory had five birdies, 6 bogeys, or vice versa? Mm-hmm. Was he 1 over 1? He said, I'm either going to fall right on the side of par, or the red or the black. This was an excellent Wednesday watch. I decorated my tree yesterday evening, had it on. I turned on at 4:00. I know this is going to sound really sort of revolutionary. It may be a little bit crazy, but the television network known as the Golf Channel showed just incredible golf for 9 straight hours from 4 p.m. Eastern to 1 a.m. Eastern, just nonstop. Now it helps it's Royal Melbourne and there's notable players and it was windy and it was a great watch and it had some new voices. I'll be clear, like the Australian, primarily Australian, what I'd probably call a world feed, world broadcast. I said, this is it. I understand you need growth and progress and innovation, but showing 9 hours of golf from Royal Melbourne was quite a treat. It was amazing to just decorate the tree, have it on, come in and out of the room, and it was just always there.
I mean, it was so good. Kudos for Golf Channel for doing the extended coverage.
Yes.
So you could watch Rory's first round in that group with Adam Scott and Minwoo Lee.
Yep.
I was flying and I was watching it on the plane. It was awesome. It was so good. We talk about innovation and what golf needs and, scarcity and all this. Can we make golf like this less scarce? Could that be the start where you have great players playing a world-class golf course? Could that just be the foundation of what golf looks like? And why it matters is on, a great example was the 8th hole.
Yeah.
Adam Scott, Rory, and Minwoo all bus driver up on the short par 4. And Adam Scott and Rory are in the right place. And they hit their chips. And they hit them close. They make birdie. Minwoo's still in the fairway. A little bit closer. A little further left. All of a sudden, and the announcer, it was great. They were like, this is among the hardest shots you could have at Royal Melbourne. Right here. And you're looking at it. And it's a 30-yard pitch. This is and it's from fairway. It's like, and he hits the shot and it looks like it's going to be great, but he's coming kind of down slope. It lands on the down slope. It checks. It looks great. It's downwind and it just like trickles. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's 30 yards off the green. And it's like, wow, that shot looks like it was so good. And it was such a good shot, but he hit it in the absolute wrong place, which was 30 yards away in the fairway. Like, that is the beauty of really great golf design, is you get yourself into places that appear okay at first sight, but then you get over the ball and you're like, oh my God, I am in the worst place possible. And there's intricacies to it. Like Rory was talking after the round about what made the wind so difficult yesterday.
Oh,
he said the fairways are wide.
This was amazing. Please,
So,
I had in my notes.
Because of how wide it is, if you're on certain sides of the fairway, the wind interacts so much differently with your ball, where you could be almost downwind on one side of the fairway and you're hitting into it on the other side of the fairway. It was so good. In a way, I was just like, I loved watching it, and I obviously it's must-see TV this weekend. It's on at great hours.
Yeah.
Like, I'm solo dadding this weekend, and I am like so pumped for bedtime on Saturday night. I'm gonna just pour myself a nice drink,
Fat
sit
Cork.
down,
Maybe Mike's
and
hard. No, but
yeah,
Fat Cork.
Mike's hard. Maybe I'll pick up a sixer of Mike's hard, and just sit back and like soak this in, because we get Royal Melbourne. Like, the last time we got it was the President's Cup, and I remember just being like, fuck, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is like it's one of my favorite tournaments in the last decade, is the President's Cup at Royal Melbourne. And it's like, this is the ingredient. The golf course matters so much, and people don't want to admit it, but the golf course elevates events. People say, oh, the Ryder Cup doesn't need to be at a great golf course. It would be way better if it was. Note, the best President's Cup they've put on in the last 25 years was at Royal Melbourne. Why? Because it's at Royal Melbourne.
It was, you almost, it's easy to say this is good and be romantic about it. I think you need to elaborate. And I think Thursday sort of displayed it all between the crosswinds. It's not even firm. Like, members grumbling, like, oh, this isn't even firm yet. Like, they didn't mow the greens because they knew it was going to be windy. It was a north wind, which made it much more. You listen to Foxy, all these guys talk about how cross the winds were on so many of the holes. And just looking at guys, I mean, it's still running out forever. Depends on obviously where you are on the wind. And they weren't, by member standards, not firm, and had to really guard against the winds that were coming on day one. I have a relationship with a caddy who grew up there, and he's back there this week, just like a pig in shit. So happy. He's texting me, said the crowds, there were so many people following nobodies. We had steady 70 punters following all the way around with no real reason, no real star to follow. He said, this should be a fucking major, is what he texted me. He said, look, left me a voice note. Said, it's a long day today, so I might have to give you some more updates tomorrow or know all the minutia. But just the fact I'm sitting around with all the caddies, a few of the caddies, we finished late and we're a pub and we're talking about golf. We're talking about the golf shots. We're talking about the fact of that everyone's in the group is in a different club off the tee, and they all feel wrong or they all feel right at the same time. So they talk about, pretty funny to listen to a caddy say that everyone in the group had a different club off the tee, and they all feel wrong and they all feel right at the same time. We never do this after a round. We sit around, we talk about birdie bogey, or if somebody had a great hole in one, and then we move on to football and we move on to cricket. But it's the fact that we're all just talking about golf. We never do this. We're talking about all the little things and all the amazing stuff we saw throughout the round, and just how special this week is. And that just sort of speaks to how it's, I don't know, to use a pun, chicken soup for like the golf nerd soul. I thought that was cool. Like, just to get caddies in there, like we all had different clubs, and we talked about how we felt wrong and right at the same time. So that was a cool anecdote. Elvis Smiley was your first round leader. Kind of not a shock given where he comes from, given his skill set. You know, he talked about some of his great shots. He had the flighted shot at 6 was one of his favorite shots. 14, pure perfect strike, and used sort of the swale at the back of that green. Just an impressive round from him. So it's not surprising to see him. He's like, you know, I belong here. This is where I want to be. And you know, deadpan, not cocky about it. It was great and surprising to see him out there. Foxy said I would have taken even par today. Shot 65. Great round for Foxy. Again, he was kind of flummoxed by the crosswinds. As everybody,
You know what Foxy is?
World player.
Proper player.
The last world player is what I always call him. Proper player. He is a proper player. What else? So the ramp at 14. Smiley. It's just so much of it. There was I thought Mike Clayton had a good column. He said, you know, Rory's suggesting Kingston Heath is the best course in the area. Reminded him of Bobby Jones saying of his first impression of the old course. You know, he obviously wasn't Rory was very, very charitable and kind, and he said it's a top 10 course in the world, but it's not my favorite in the city. So I thought that was an amusing way to lead the week. Speaks to sort of the strength of the area. I couldn't believe I just had it there for me on like a Wednesday at any time I wanted to walk in the room. I was like, God, this is one of the best golf days of the year. It felt like.
I just, you know, like maybe you'll get there, but I don't understand how, if you went to a world calendar, how you couldn't have this 10 times a year of like this quality.
Yeah. It's something. I mean, this is pretty much the pinnacle. Maybe
it is the pinnacle,
closer to it. You could have more things.
Like everything doesn't have to be Royal Melbourne. That's the thing. It can be different styles of golf. Just it should be distinctive. Like the golf should be distinctive, and you should see the best players adapting to extraordinary conditions, elements, and intricacies that each locality, like each place, presents. And I don't know. The problem, one of the problems, I don't think there's enough people that run golf that understand like what a great golf course does, like what great golf courses are and how they test these guys. Like what those caddies were talking about is so the essence of golf is never really knowing if you did the right thing and constantly second guessing what you should have done in that moment. And the idea of guys hitting wildly different clubs off of tees, like we don't ever see that. Yeah. Everybody hitting different clubs off of the same tee is just something that doesn't exist in most of golf. And there might only be 10, 15 courses in the world that provide that. And maybe that's like the thing is like you're seeing, you know, this is Royal Melbourne, you know, the old course, Portrush, Augusta National, Shinnecock Hills. There aren't many of them. But, you know, I would also point out that Oakmont could be this if it wanted to. If it got, like, if you went to Oakmont and it was short rough, you'd see a lot more of this type of play.
Yeah. There's 54 more holes of it, maybe 36 whenever you're listening to it. I like, we don't wholeheartedly endorse things too much around here. I would like for your own good. You will be rewarded if you want to watch this one of the evenings or on Friday or Saturday evening. At this point, it's just
especially if you have a sixer of Mike's Hard.
We don't endorse Mike's Hard. We do endorse watching the Australian Open the next few nights. And we also endorse lagoonsleep.com/SGS where you can get 15% off.
Here's the thing.
What?
You could stay up a little bit later if you're on the East Coast. Watch this. And then make it up on the back end because you got a great pillow.
Absolutely. With lagoonsleep.com/SGS, you take a 2-minute sleep quiz to find your match and use the code SGS to get 15% off your first purchase. The secret to performing your best every day is optimal sleep. And the easiest way to optimize your sleep is with the Lagoon pillow that's perfect for you. Take the quiz and get your pillow right, and you sleep deeper, you fall asleep faster, you stay asleep longer, and you wake up pain-free. I've got the Otter. You've got the Otter. It suits the side sleeper. You get infused. It's gel infused memory foam that pulls heat away from your body, built for airflow to prevent heat buildup, promotes deeper and more restorative sleep. It's ideal for hot sleepers. You go to lagoonsleep.com/SGS, use the promo code SGS, and you get 15% off at lagoonsleep.com/SGS. All right, I think we've done enough Aussie Open. At the Hero World Challenge, Akshay's your early leader. We don't need to talk too much about the scores. Who went ham at the Ned Bank? It was Christopher right-hand, made 10 birdies, just 63. Victor Hovland playing well as well.
Big day for Christopher.
News, though, notable from the Hero, not really worried about the scores. Akshay playing well early. Maybe he's on his way to flying higher. Who knows? Oh, God. On his way to flying higher. Who knows? But he shot well, Akshay. But the bigger news, Jordan Spieth, Adam Schupak. Now he's the Mule Whisperer.
The guy is makes you wonder.
I'm putting it on a tee for you here. The
There
Mule Whisperer.
There was a suggestion of does somebody need to be added to the video. There was a suggestion at one point.
God,
yesterday.
it would have gotten people so mad.
I'm just, some people decided not to. I won't name names, but there was a suggestion of does somebody belong in the video.
I think I probably know who suggested that.
It wasn't me.
I know. I'm not present company. Joseph Lamagna.
I have a question. How
What?
many years do you have to not qualify for elevated events until you're considered a mule?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Mule Whisperer is writing up articles on you. You got to be worried about yourself there. The branding. We love Adam. I'm not sure. Maybe you want to run the other way. I'm just kidding.
What's the answer? How many years? Is Adam Schenk a mule?
I mean, this speaks to Roll-Up. How does he define the middle class? It's probably like number 11 on the FedEx Cup. I don't know.
I don't think a mule is the middle class.
No, I was just about to say.
No,
I don't think
it.
those are the same thing either.
Well, you have to ask Ryan Armour. He's the one who came up with it again, not us. So not us. We wouldn't come up with such a derogatory name.
What do you think's the middle class? If the lower class is the mules, what is the middle class?
I honestly think it's Eastlake 31 to 75.
What kind of animal?
Oh, okay. I need more time to think about this. I'm not a zoologist. Ryan Armour came up with mule. So something like show pony, and then the top is the thoroughbreds.
I was just about to say, I feel like pony.
Does that work?
Pony is a good kind of
pony, and then throw.
It's like a Pokemon evolution. You can work your way up. It's fine.
We'll workshop it.
You can work your way down too.
You can work. Well, that's
you
the
can
question.
go from thoroughbred to mule.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have 3 majors, it's hard to do that. But we'll find out.
You were trying to put Jimmy Walker in there.
Who was?
I mean,
Jimmy
he has
Walker.
one.
Jimmy Walker's been at the top of the FedEx Cup for longer than Jordan Spieth. I know that.
All right.
More weeks at number one. This ultimate Jimmy Walker stat. How many weeks at number one in the FedEx Cup he's had?
What's Tiger Woods right now?
I don't know if I even want to say.
I asked the question.
I think he's a retired breeder. The horse that just breeds.
I'm not even gonna go down that road. But yeah, maybe that's not a bad one. Thanks.
That's what he is. He's the former thoroughbred that has other obligations at this point.
Got it. Jordan Spieth, not a mule. Told Adam Schupak. Sure. 3-time major winner. Maybe he's pushing down towards breeding, like past his prime breeding horse. I don't know. Said, I feel healthy. I feel like I should have the structural integrity as if he's some county inspector under a bridge, making sure, the toll booth and everything's working. I should have the structural integrity of my swing.
You know what it means?
What's that mean?
There's no duct tape on it anymore. It's gotten the duct tape off.
That
we haven't talked about the duct tape in a while.
Well, I mean, it was just tatters. Everything was just sort of miscellaneous detritus floating across the sea. I should have the structural integrity of my swing by the time I get to January. So he doesn't have it now, to be clear. We're ways off. I've gone through phases with it, but this is a good trial run. Test it out here this week. And if I finish first or 20th, as long as I'm sticking with what I'm working on, then I'll be making progress. Okay. Then finish 20th, still progress. He's working with Cameron McCormick. He said, I've had to reverse bad habits. It takes a long time. When you get a few months off, you have the ability to make bigger changes than you do in the season. I've been off for so long. I hit the ground running, probably a lot on the West Coast was his plan for the future. I want to work my way into events. I don't want to use exemptions. I don't want to ever have to use that again. It sucked the last couple of years. So I think he's well aware of the discourse, maybe around of using sponsors exemption. So he might allegedly play Sony, it sounds like. Per Shupak's
That's a good
article.
course for him. He should play Sony.
Feels like kind of a backhanded compliment.
No, I think he should play Sony and play as many weak fields. That's how he's going to get back in the winner's circle.
Palm Beach or Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like a lot of this is kind of I know he was hurt the year before and then coming off the injury the year after that. I just feel like this is kind of the quote I've read in different forms, slightly tweaked for a while now. But I know he had an injury and it just feels like kind of the same song, different song from the same book kind of thing.
But what is he supposed to say?
I agree. I'm not suggesting he's supposed to say anything else. At this point, we got to see him come back a little bit. That's all.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that he's aware of the sponsors exemption gates and he's going to go play.
Go play.
Other news. Recanter officially back to live.
The Recanter.
The Recanter has recanted and he's back.
I've seen so much made about Lane Kiffin the last couple weeks. I feel like this story has gotten buried. This is like Lane Kiffin, golf's version of Lane Kiffin.
You think some of the same resources that they assigned to Lane Kiffin should have been on the Cantor story?
Yeah, Marty Smith should have been out there.
Marty Smith, he's back with magic sticks, by the way. Back with magic sticks.
Stenson's out. Recanter's back. Stenson's back chasing a Ryder Cup captaincy. And Cantor's back on the magic sticks. So it's Poulter, Westwood, Horsfield, and Cantor?
I think that's right. Henrik's out. Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, whatever.
What were you going to say?
Nothing. I mean, he still got Poulter and Westy. I mean, are you going anywhere with that? They've kind of been not really in. So, news, last other bit of news. I thought this was interesting. We got some details around that last chance qualifier at the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. So this is that Monday event, Monday of major week. And they outlined the field. There's going to be 12 players for a spot in the field that week. The field will be composed of the leading 2 non-exempt players in the OWGR the week before. So whatever that will be, could be 78th, whatever it will be, 100th, whatever. It's the world's major. You get some goofy people in that field, so it could be pretty high in the OWGR. Cam Davis never made it at 50th or 60th, whatever he was, 60 something. So 2 players from the OWGR, top 2, runner up at the amateur championship, players who missed out having been in a playoff at final qualifying, players who finished 1 position behind those who secured a place at final qualifying, and players who tied for a qualifying place in various events, including as part of the Open qualifying series, but did not qualify due to a lower position in the OWGR. So those various qualifying series, an amateur and 2 top OWGR players. I think I kind of love this idea. How do you infuse some interest and drama in these major weeks outside of the 4 days? I think all these organizations would strive. Ryder Cup, which Ryder Cup has concerts and the hit and giggles with whoever, Michael Strahan and stuff like that. But I think this is like you provide a real stakes competition Monday of the week. The Masters has excelled at this, whether it be drive, chip, and putt, Anwa making Masters kind of this longer
Par 3.
The par 3, making it, and that was Bobby Jones's original thought. You make like a festival, an all-star skills challenge of golf or around the Masters tournament to draw more interest. So I'm a big proponent of this idea. I like it. I don't know if the field composition is the right thing to do. It seems fine. Seems good. Near miss qualifiers, amateur, and a couple top OWGR guys. We'll make Monday
there's one
cool.
Miss.
Who's that?
Where's the YouTube exemption?
Well, when it was first announced, I think people's minds went there. Like, this is going to be a thirst bucket challenge. But it wasn't a creator. It was never posed as like or promoted as a creator classic type thing.
Just wait till the YouTubers organize and collectively bargain.
Pound their fist on the table looking for their spot in the qualifier for the Open Championship. All right. I think that does it for news. I don't have anything else. You want to get out of here? We doing golf advice? We're going to do our scarcity schedule exercise. We're definitely not doing that today. What roll app should cut? Sony.
Maybe that'll be Monday.
Sony, Palm Springs. Yeah, Monday we're going to have a recap of Aussie Open, Hero World
back on your review
Challenge, Nedbank Challenge, whatever. We're going to have the whole recap Monday. Then we'll jump back to your review on Wednesday.
Are we going to finish your review this year?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think
schedule's tight?
What?
Schedule's tight.
I think it's how it's always been, which is tight, but
feel like this year there's just not a lot of space.
Look, yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't know how we really played ourselves, to quote DJ Khaled. You played yourself. December for golf podcasters and golf media, you should like hibernate. It's somehow become, I've got 2 kids that have birthdays. I've got Christmas. It's like the worst month of the year, work-wise, life balance-wise. It's crazy. I mean, it's. I don't want to be a Scrooge. It's a great month. I enjoy Christmas. I enjoy Christmas cheer. But yeah, year in review. It's tight. We played ourselves.
Last thought before we break for the weekend. Go Bears.
Who do you play?
Packers.
Oh, okay. Well,
go Bears. We're 1-0 at Lambeau in 2025. Let's make it 2-0.
What does that mean? Did you win in January?
Last year.
Okay. All right.
Caleb Williams is 1-0 in his career at Lambeau.
Congrats on your success. All right, I'm out of here. Got to go to basketball practice. Everybody enjoy your weekends. Enjoy the Australian Open, the Hero. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Go Bears.